finding out if a university will offer you funding is not necessarily difficult. It's not necessarily stressful. All you just need to do is to pay attention to your research. Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Ola, and on this channel I provide tips on how you can move from your current destination to the country you want to study abroad. So please feel free to check through my channel. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to join the bestie gang. Also, do not forget to give my video a thumbs up. Do not forget to comment down below, and without any further ado, we'll jump right into the video. In today's video, I'll be walking us through with practical examples how you can find out if your university will offer you funding, whether it's for a scholarship, whether it's for assistantship, whether it's for grants. I'm going to give you the tips and also the practical steps that you need to figure out if your university would be offering you funding. So let us get started. Universities has different funding opportunities available for international students. So you need to start by researching the financial aid or scholarship section on the university's website. You need to look for specific information regarding international student funding or even financial aid in general, and look at the specific information about it. For undergraduate students, I would say look at international student funding, while for graduate students, I would say look at the financial aid of your program, look at the eligibility, look at the criteria, look at the types of funding that they have available, and also look at the application deadline for those funding. For some institutions, they don't give you a separate application deadline for funding. They only tell you to apply by a certain time for you to be considered for funding. So make sure that you are noting all of that. So I'm going to make a video that I'm going to link to this so that you get practical ways in which you can figure this out. So undergraduate students international scholarship scholarship at Miami University. So it brings me straight to where their international funding is. So all we need to do is you expand this, and as you can see, they said that they have 1,000 to 8,000 per year in scholarship. While you're able to bargain, sometimes you might be able to bargain more than 8,000, but something I want you to be conversant with or about is the fact that you need to ask yourself, because Miami University actually has like a very high tuition. So you need to ask yourself if at the end of the day, if you are getting 8,000, or if at the end of the day you are not getting up to 8,000, are you able to foot the remaining bills? Because I've seen a lot of people come to my DM to talk about, oh, the fact that Miami didn't give them a lot of scholarship. But the point is, the fact that people come up on YouTube to say, oh, I'm attending Miami University, doesn't mean that you should follow suit. You should actually check to see your financial capability, because the people that spoke about attending Miami, you literally don't know you don't know their financial capability. You don't even know whether they are citizens. You have no idea the type of scholarship they got. So that is why that is why it is very important that you look at the aid, like the total cost of attendance, you look at the scholarship. But in today's video, we are focusing specifically on scholarship. So this is what they said: 1,000 to 8,000 per year. Now, they also said all international students with equivalent of US grade points of 3.50 or equivalents or higher are considered for merit-based scholarship. Also, something else I want you to know, if you are interested in the merit-based scholarship, you can read more about this to find out what it is about. But something else I want you to know is like the priority deadline, which is December 1. And what this means is that if you want to be considered for the international education scholarship, if you want to be considered for the merit-based scholarship, you need to apply by December 1. That is what it simply says. And if you see like the other part of the video, I spoke about, you planning to apply early because some schools literally have priority deadlines. So this is the priority deadline for Miami University as an undergraduate student. You need to apply by December 1 if you want to be considered for scholarship. So that's that about the undergraduate. Then we'll be looking at masters in chemistry at Miami University. So you come to the graduate school. So typically what we are looking out for is if they have like something about financial aid. Some institution, because institutions vary, they might not have something about financial aid like written on their website, but they might have something like grants, they might have something how you can fund your education, they can have something like graduate assistantship, they can have something like fellowship, and for some institution they have something like frequently asked questions, where they ask some questions and then they answer. So typically they can ask, how will you receive, like how will you pay for your education, and then the answer, some of them will be like, okay, we have scholarships available, and then they list the number of scholarships they have available. But I'm going to show you what this is all about. And if you look at the website of a university and you're unable to figure it out, I know I said it at one point in the video that feel free to reach out to the graduate coordinator. So if you were to be contacting the graduate coordinator, you can literally just click on this contact graduate coordinator, but we are looking for the one that, as you see, graduate assistantship. They said virtually all graduate students accepted into chemistry and biochemistry graduate program actually receives an assistantship. And what this assistantship covers is covers tuition waiver and out of state fees. Duties of students during the academic year may include assisting faculty in teaching laboratory courses or carrying out research program. So what this means is that you are either a teaching assistant or you are a research assistant. Also, like, this is the frequently asked question that I spoke about. If you are interested in application fee waiver, you can read more about that. Do you see, they ask themselves, do you offer assistantship? They said yes, the great majority of our graduate students are supported by assistantship, which provide both a stipend and tuition waiver. Now, they ask another question, are master students eligible for assistantship? Yes, master students are considered for assistantship. Another question is, how much is the stipend for graduate school? The current stipend for teaching and research assistants in chemistry for the year 2024 to 2025 is 28,174, which is paid bi-weekly over 10 months. So you know that at the end of each month, you are getting like 2,800 and something. But this is before tax. Of course, when they remove the tax, it's not like you're going to get 2,800. But I feel like this is a fair stipend, honestly, for a graduate student, a master's student. This is fair. So they said this graduate students have to pay tuition. They said graduate students supported by assistantship receive full tuition waiver. So yes, that is that about that. If you want to contact them, Department of Chemistry and Biochemistry, all you just need to do is to copy this email and send information. Like, let's imagine that their portal is not clear. You can send an email to this and be like, okay, introduce yourself, like, I'm a prospective graduate student, my name is this, my name is that, and I was looking through the portal but I didn't find like any information about your funding. Would you please walk me through the financial aid that is available for this particular program? But for this type of institution, because it is straightforward, you do not need to send them an email asking for financial aid, because it is literally spelled out on their portal. So that is that, and we'll continue with the video. The second thing is for you to understand the type of funding. Now, there are different types of funding in the US. There are different types of scholarship funding. I'm going to say funding because scholarship is not like the broader term. So universities can offer scholarship based on merit or scholarship based on need. They can offer graduate assistantship, they can offer fellowship, and they can also offer grants. So make sure that you know the differences between all of these. Understanding different types of scholarship would help you target the ones that you are researching. For instance, for myself, when I was applying, I knew that I needed graduate assistantship. I don't want scholarship. I want scholarship, right? But I needed graduate assistantship because that is what I was really interested in. So when you understand the different types of funding that is available, you're able to tailor your search to reflect the type of funding you really want. So the number 3 thing is for you to contact either the financial aid office or for you to contact your graduate coordinator. So if you are unsure of the funding opportunities for you, or if you are unsure whether you qualify for funding opportunities, feel free to reach out to the university's financial aid office. Feel free to reach out to your graduate coordinator, particularly for graduate students. For undergraduate students, you can reach out to the financial aid office before you apply, so that they can provide you with personalized information about the available funding that they have, and they can also guide you on how to apply, particularly if they have a separate application for funding. So it is always better to ask directly. I always tell people, these people are paid to answer your question. So please do not shy away from asking them the right and important questions. So the fourth thing is for you to connect with current students. If you've already identified the schools that you want to apply to, if you've already identified the program that you want to apply to, you can try to see if you can find current students in that school. You can try to see if you can find current students in that field. And how can you find students in that field? Go on LinkedIn, search for the school. I'm sure you see a lot of people that are from your country that are also in that school. Then some universities also have forums. Some universities have social media group. Some universities have student organizations that you can reach out to. You can ask them to share their experiences. You can ask them to share if they were able to secure funding, and you can even ask them to share how much they were able to secure in funding. Some people might be transparent enough to tell you how much they were able to secure in funding, and you can even ask them for tips. I remember people constantly reach out to me on LinkedIn to say, oh, we are applying to Miami University. Is there any tip that you can share with us that can help us to also get fully funded? And I do that willingly, right? So that is something else that you can do. And another tip, or probably the final tip, is that you have to be prepared to apply early. Remember that many funding opportunities always have early application deadline, particularly when a school says priority deadline. What that means is that is the deadline for people that want to receive funding. Why there's the normal admission deadline, but the priority deadline means that you have to apply by this deadline if you want to be considered for funding. So you need to plan to apply early. It is very important that you are gathering your necessary documents, such as your academic transcripts, your recommendation letter, your personal statements, your resume, and everything ahead of time, so that when the university opens their portal, so that you are able to also apply before the deadline, and you can increase your chances of actually receiving funding. This is very important. In all of this, you just know that you need to apply early. That is very important. That about today's video. Do not forget to like, do not forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the post notification bell so that you can get notified every time I have a new video coming up. Also, if you are new here, feel free to subscribe to the channel so that you can join the bestie gang. And it's okay if you don't want to subscribe as well. Probably you are just passing by. I know. I hope our path crosses again. And well, I will see you in the next video, and I wish you all the best with your application. Bye.